Yesterday this family was still playing on the sea, but when they woke up the next day, they found the water under their feet had disappeared, and the surroundings turned into a desolate wasteland. The father quickly pulled out a compass and a map, trying to determine their position, but the compass seemed to have failed. Just then the son walked over carrying two big crabs, but a man who called himself Glenn, a deep-sea explorer. He told Jeff he was also trapped on the ocean floor. After a brief conversation, Jeff finally realized he had not left the original sea area. The reason the seawater disappeared was because the Earth's poles suddenly reversed, which changed the direction of the tides, and the seawater was pulled somewhere else. Glenn told them, according to the speed of the tides, in 7 days, the seawater would return to the original place. Jeff thought he was a survivor from a nearby boat, maybe there to ask for help, so he handed him a bottle of water. But after the man finished drinking, his face suddenly changed, and he attacked Jeff directly. Seeing her husband attacked, Daisy rushed over, but the man gave her no chance. He picked up a spear from the ground and killed Jeff on the spot. Daisy was stunned. She just tried to turn and run. The man threw the spear. Luckily it only grazed Daisy's shoulder, trying to sneak up behind him, but the man's hunting dog suddenly rushed out, knocked Daisy down. Fortunately she reacted quickly, and killed the dog with her dagger. When the man followed the sound, he only saw his dead dog. When Daisy circled back from the cockpit to attack, the man suddenly punched her down, and grabbed her throat, trying to strangle her. But just as Daisy was about to suffocate, her daughter suddenly rose from the closet, holding a gun in her hand. Just like that, the man was knocked out by a flare gun. Although it was enough for a few days, her son remained sad about his father's death. He refused to eat or drink. Daisy was also heartbroken, but she knew the most important thing now was figuring out how to keep the kids alive. So Daisy took the two kids and kept moving toward Glenn. They had to reach him before the tides returned, but Daisy didn't notice. The man was secretly following them, waiting for another chance to strike. After walking most of the day, she stabbed him with a dagger. It turned out Daisy had already guessed the man would make a move while they rested, so she deliberately left a weakness and lured him into the trap. Now that she dealt with the threat, she felt much more at ease. But the next morning when they set out again, Daisy noticed something strange. The man she killed last night had turned into an empty shell. When Daisy got closer, she saw crabs crawling all over his body. It turned out the bloody smell had attracted them. But such small crabs, how could they eat an entire person overnight? Although it seemed strange, Daisy didn't think too much about it. She peeked out. On the distant beach a dark mass was rushing toward them. Though it was far away, Daisy couldn't make out what it was, but her instinct told her it was nothing good, so she woke the two kids, and they ran together. After running hard, they found a collapsed cargo ship. Daisy led the kids toward it, but as they approached, they saw other survivors there. But instead of helping, the survivors shut the container doors and left them outside. Seeing this, Daisy pulled her kids and climbed onto the container. Just as they hid there, Daisy finally saw what was chasing them. Then screams came from inside the container. The crabs had found a hole and crawled inside. The survivors tried to block it, but there were too many. They couldn't react in time, and in less than 30 seconds, everyone inside was eaten alive. By the next morning, the swarm slowly dispersed and left the area. Seeing this, Daisy quickly took the kids and searched nearby containers. They found not only supplies, but also a radio. She tuned it to Glenn's channel and contacted him. From Glenn they learned the crabs were called spider crabs. They were social creatures. The submarine was just ahead on the plane, but there was a long crack blocking the way. They had to cross it. In the damp canyon, Daisy saw spider crabs all over the ground. It turned out to be their habitat. Luckily they were hiding in the cracks. To survive, they had no choice but to go through. But while they carefully crossed, boulders suddenly fell from above. In the chaos, Daisy pushed the kids out, but she was trapped under the rock, and the noise woke the spider crabs below. The whole canyon turned terrifying. Daisy rushed to save him, but just as she reached out, Glenn was dragged away by the spider crabs. Daisy didn't have time to think. She grabbed the kids and hid inside the submarine. From the window they saw the crabs had begun attacking the submarine. They might crawl through any small hole. But just then, her son noticed outside the submarine. Daisy finally woke from unconsciousness, but the sight outside shocked her. When the three climbed out, they had been swept back to shore by the tsunami, but the tall buildings had collapsed into ruins. She held her two kids and stared into the endless wasteland. She knew the real challenge had only just begun.